Ever walk into a packed restaurant and instead of that, like, ugh, are we ever going to eat? Feeling there's just this sense of calm. People chilling, glancing at a screen, nobody's stressing about who's next. That's a token display system doing its job.
It's amazing how something so simple can make such a difference.
Right. No more deciphering scribbled numbers or playing I Spy with the cashier. We're diving into wireless token display systems today. It's 2024. Who even uses wires anymore? But this is about way more than just going wireless. It's a whole new level of, like, efficiency and flexibility.
It's like taking the old school take a number system and giving it a serious tech upgrade.
Exactly. So how's it work? Imagine you got the software, the brains behind it all, spitting out token numbers, keeping that queue in check, and beaming everything to the display.
And those displays, forget those clunky old things.
We're talking sleek, modern, like on your phone even.
Employees can update the system from anywhere.
No more being chained to a single terminal. Love that.
That's the beauty of the cloud. Businesses can access their queue from literally anywhere, anytime. You could be at home, watching TV, and still managing your business's wait list. It's all about flexibility, you know?
Okay, but let's get real. What does this mean for me, the customer, besides, not losing my mind while I wait?
Well, think about.
Our source material had some interesting features. Let's dig in. First up, consolidated versus counterwise queues. Sounds way more complicated than it is. Imagine you're at a busy DMV. God, actually, who wants to imagine that? But you know how there's a different line for everything. Consolidated queue is like, nope, we're streamlining this whole thing. Our source talked about a DMV that cut wait times by 20% with this.
And on the flip side, if you're at a fast food place, you want to see which cashier's free, right? That's where counterwise queues are better.
It's about adapting the tech to the place. Which brings us to a feature. I love human voice alerts. No more mishearing your number in a loud restaurant.
Makes a huge difference.
And then it gets even more interesting. Remember how we talked about businesses having more control? This system lets them do advertisement integration, turning waiting time into, like, prime advertising real estate.
Definitely changes the game. Imagine, you're waiting for your prescription and suddenly ads for cough drops pop up.
Okay, targeted ads. But isn't that, I don't know, a little much? Nobody wants to be bombarded with ads while they're just trying to live their life.
It's a fine line, right? It has to be done well. You can't just blast people with random stuff. Relevant info, promotions, maybe even a little entertainment to make the wait less painful.
So it's about, like, making the most of that time, but not being annoying about it.
Exactly. It's about enhancing the experience, not detracting from it.
All right, I'm convinced. But let's talk user-friendliness for a sec. A system is only as good as its usability, right? If it's a pain to use, what's the point?
Absolutely. And our source really stresses that these systems are designed with both the employee and the customer in mind. It needs to be intuitive, easy to understand.
So, enough theory. Let's get real world. Our source had some great examples, like restaurants. You're at that new place, the one with the impossible wait.
Oh, no, the type.
But instead of hovering by the host stand like a lost puppy, you get a little buzzer thingy.
Yeah.
You can actually relax, grab a drink at the bar, no more stressing.
And the restaurant can manage everything so much better, turning tables faster, keeping people updated. It's just smoother all around.
Okay, but what about something like healthcare? Waiting in a clinic is already stressful enough.
You're telling me. But that's where this tech can be a game changer, making sure patients get seen quicker, reducing stress for everyone. Our source mentioned how these systems can even show multiple token numbers per counter.
So, like at a pharmacy, you know exactly when your meds are ready.
Yeah, clear communication, less confusion.
Even if the wait time is the same, just knowing where you are in line makes a huge difference. It's like instead of feeling lost in the crowd, you're actually being seen.
Exactly. Managing expectations is key. And it's not just restaurants and healthcare. Retail stores, service centers, anywhere with a queue.
Grabbing your coffee without the morning mayhem, or finally getting your phone fixed without the, is it my turn yet? Anxiety. It's kind of revolutionizing things in a subtle way.
And it's not just about making customers happy. Businesses get a ton of data from these systems. Wait times, customer flow patterns, it's all trackable.
That they can constantly improve and make things even better. Our source called it a revolutionary approach to queue management. Strong words. What do you think?
Revolutionary might be a bit much, but it's definitely like a huge improvement. It's not just about being organized, it's about actually making the customer experience better.
Which brings up an interesting question. As this tech gets more popular, what happens to the whole idea of waiting in line? Will it just, like, disappear?
I mean, will our kids even know the pain of a good old-fashioned queue? Or are there some things that even the best tech can't replace?
It makes you wonder, are we headed towards a future where everything's automated, even customer service?
We're definitely seeing that trend, right? Automation and efficiency everywhere you look. But I think there'll always be a need for that human element, especially in certain situations.
It's funny, I was actually just reading about how even with all these AI chatbots popping up, people still want to talk to a real person sometimes.
Exactly. Sometimes you need a compassionate nurse, a knowledgeable salesperson, a friendly barista who knows your order by heart. You can't replace that.
So maybe it's not about getting rid of waiting altogether, but about making it less awful, less time staring into the abyss of when will this be over.
Making those inevitable waits more bearable. Finding that balance between tech and human touch.
Exactly. And for everyone listening, next time you're stuck in line, take a second to really pay attention to how it's being managed. Is it efficient? User-friendly? What could be better? You never know. You might stumble onto the next big thing in queue management.
The future is waiting to be designed.
I love it. Until next time, everyone, keep those queues moving and those minds curious.